guys, welcome back to the channel here. Today, Sig P320 AXG Legion. And before I get started on this here, we do have a channel sponsor. Just kidding. Just one of the homies, Ultimate Defense Group. Always want to give him a shout out. He's got a really awesome website now. He's got products up. He makes all sorts of stuff, like my favorite coaster. You can put drinks on it here. He's got the Sharpies. He's got all sorts of different products, t-shirts, AR stands. Go check out his website. I'm going to put the link down in the description below here. Now, without further ado, we're going to get started on the review here. This is my Sig P320 Legion. When this was announced, really intrigued me for a couple reasons here. First one, obviously the ports at the top here and the metal frame. I've had a couple Sig products, couple Legion products here. This one was a little different. Obviously, it's going to have the same color, a lot of some similarities here shared with the P320, but this one's just a little different. So we're going to start up here at the top here. What everybody wants to talk about, everyone wants to know, is their Sigs expansion chamber, or the ports here at the top. Do they work? Absolutely. Sig claims, I think, 30% recoil reduction. I don't have another P320 to compare this to. This is my first P320. But I think it works fantastic. Now, with the lower bore, or higher bore axis that this has, opposed to like your Glock, which has a very, high grip, you can get up on the gun pretty good. This one is a little bit taller, and I find a lot of times that it may have some muzzle flip, things like that. The ports definitely help. Obviously, these are clear and safe, so I find that they help. This was really intriguing to me. With the rise of popularity of ports, different things with compensators, things like that, I really wanted to get my hands on one of these. So starting off, obviously you're going to see the ports are in the slide, not the barrel. So, and it doesn't have like a compensator attached to the end. So the barrel, I believe, is 3.9 inches, I believe. I'll put the correction up here, but the barrel's a lot shorter. Obviously, you can see where the recoil spring is. It sits inside the slide itself, which the ports then sit in the slide, and there's no barrel here. So this, does it work? Yes, it does. It's very strange. I like it, though. I think it gives the gun a nice, good appearance with this coming out the end here. I love it here. So moving back, barrel obviously sits a little lower, or excuse me, a little shorter here. It is 9mm. Barrel's plenty accurate. This gun has been fantastic for me, accuracy-wise here. On the slide, you're going to see Sig P320 Legion, the Legion stamp here at the top here. Makes it very nice here. Now this, moving on, is the only complaint I have about the gun. This was, the sighting system, or the optics ready cut in this is very strange. This has a couple different holes or footprints that are acceptable on this here. You can screw in the RMR footprint, Delta Point Pro, Sigs optics, things like that into this, and it comes with a nice plate that goes at the top. Now, what's a little strange about this is there is only holes for the sight. There's not any adapter plate that goes in the bottom, anything like that. So this doesn't have the posts at the front to center this optic here, like some of the Glock options, where this side was cut for it. It has divots in it to hold the sight in place and then screw it down tight. I have found that when I screwed this down, this can be canted left or right, which, you've kind of got to eyeball it, make sure it's on there straight before you tighten the screws down. That is my only complaint. Now, obviously, you're going to see the slide cuts up this way. Underneath, you're going to see the optic sits off the side. Now, on RMRs, batteries that, go on the bottom, you do have to use a sealing plate with that. So I have a sealing plate under this. But once I put these screws in, Loctited them down here, I've, ran this off the holster, cleared malfunctions with off the optic, and it hasn't changed zero. It's held fantastically. So I think it's good to go, in my opinion. It's just a little strange, not something that I'm used to with that optic placement here. And you can see here at the front, it has a little kind of a gap in between the optic and the slide itself, where it's cut out to accept the different optics. Just a little strange, but I think it fits fine, so no problem there. Back to the sights here. Obviously, this comes factory with Sigs. Night sights here. Blackout rear with tritium in it, and then a green front. sights are just fine, perfect for me, but they are not optics heights. So obviously you can see they sit level with the Trijicon RMR. Delta Point Pro would even sit higher than this. So I'm probably going to end up changing these out. They're just beaver tailed in there. Get yourself a sight pusher and you can change them. Sig has them on their website if they're in stock. Sig always just seems to find a way to never have anything in stock. So below that, you're going to see ambi, slide lock or slide release here. It does protrude out slightly on either side here. I have found that I got a Safariland holster. I'm not sure if the other P320s are not ambi, whatever the case is. Again, I don't have another P320 to compare it to, but this would ride the inside of my Safariland holster, which is level 3. Pretty harsh, and I actually had to cut a section of the plastic out to fit the ambi slide release here. So, but it works plenty fine. Actuate from either side. It protrudes just far enough that you can get your hand on it. I have regular sized man hands, and I can reach the slide stop just fine. You'll see in the video or the intro, obviously when I reach slide lock, I hit the slide release with my offhand. Just something that in between kind of my Glocks, I can hit the slide release on that just fine with my firing grip, but just something that I train to running multiple different, pistols. When I insert the magazine, I release with my offhand. Right below that, G10 grips and a G10 backing here. The scales in the back and the gripping on the pistol are really, really nice. Nice Legion emblem there. From what I understand, the backing plate is replaceable. Same thing, the G10 grips you can change. And one thing that I really like, a nice touch here, obviously you can see the checkering in the front of the grip here. When I'm looking for high quality 1911s, things like that, I like to have checkering in the front on the metal grip. This is a metal gripped P320. It has a nice undercut here as well, so you can get a nice firm grip on that. I really, really like that. Down below that, you're going to see a nice metal mag well. This does come with 3 21 round magazines. Not a mag extension or a base plate, they're just full metal magazines with some nice plastic on the bottom so when they stick out, obviously it looks pretty. I guess that's the only reason for it. You can see on the mag release as well, you have some nice checkering. The slide serrations, again, subtle. They're not going to scalp your fingers or anything. Same thing with anything that's on the grips or anything. It's not going to scalp your fingers or, rub your palm raw. Shooting this all day, they are deburred, which is very nice here. Same thing with the mag release. Anything that's on the edges here have all been deburred, so everything's nice and comfortable. I find that it's just an extra touch that I find some gun manufacturers don't do, but why, again, I like the Sig. Up to the trigger here, this has Sig's Legion flat face trigger in it, which is pretty nice compared to some of the other Sig products. Now, everybody knows Sig triggers they're strange. They're very weird. It took a little getting used to. This, I have, obviously, factory Glock trigger on this. This is very well broken in, but you got that take up, but you have a nice defined wall, and you pull through it. A little bit of creep through the trigger. Obviously, everybody knows what a Glock trigger feels like as you kind of pull through it. But the Sig one is a little different than that. You have that take up and kind of a nice tension point on where the trigger is, but when you pull through it, it just kind of mushes till it goes off. It's not anything that I find unacceptable, but it's just strange. When I'm shooting and I want to draw, you pull up that tension when you draw, and then you can pull through it until it doesn't click like a Glock does. It's very strange. But when you're shooting, the trigger is very nice here because you have a nice tension point, pull through, and then reset. So not too bad. I like the trigger. It's nice and smooth. Definitely love the flat-faced option in that. Obviously, I went with Surefire. Put a Surefire on just about everything I own. A nice part about this I really, really like is Glocks, they pig nose. Some of the plastic frames curl up a little bit. Nothing wrong with plastic, but when this was released and it had the metal frame, it caught my eye. I love having a metal frame 9mm, and obviously accepts the lights here. Now, this is again with Sig. They have their own fire controls. This is the same, has a fire control on the inside. Same thing, recoil spring on the inside with its barrel. Captured. There's nothing really crazy about this, you know, as far as putting it together or anything like that. Pretty standard stuff there. This has the same fire control as just about every other Sig. Let me know what you guys think about this down below. This thing is a sweet shooter for me. I love the weight of it. I love that it comes with 3 magazines right out of the box here. It comes optics ready. It comes with night sights. Personally, I like the Cerakote that this has. I like that it accepts, you know, lights and has a nice, you know, they've done their homework, you know, not homework, but like most light manufacturers, they make it fit the X300, which is nice. I really, really like this piece. Let me know what you guys think down in the comments here as we kind of go through this, and I'm going to you know, answer any questions that you guys have with this or anything that I missed. So there you go, P320. Thanks again. My first failure.